Yeah, I mean,
But he could probably live without you and Frank.
yeah, maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe, you know, I mean, if you look at our stable.
The relationship between boxing promoters Eddie Hearn and Turki Al-Sheikh has soured, with both refusing to back down. Amid various speculations about the cause of their fallout, Eddie Hearn has finally addressed the issue, shedding light on what really led to the rift between them.
To Canelo, and I said, look, His Excellency wants to make the Crawford fight. How do you want to play it? And he said, look, you know, I've got the Berlanga fight. I don't really want to talk about another fight yet, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, look, Canelo's Canelo.
The chairman of Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, and the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, Turki Al-Sheikh, recently found themselves at odds, leading Turki Al-Sheikh to work with other promoters like Frank Warren, Bob Arum, and Oscar de la Hoya. This split stems from several accumulated issues, including the poor performance of Matchroom fighters and the beef between Canelo Alvarez and Turki Al-Sheikh. The close fight between Dmitry Bivol and Zurdo Ramirez was the final straw, as Turki grew frustrated with Matchroom's mediocrity, despite his public call for a rematch.
What?
He forgot the 5v5. I know he did not know.
We've got another fight. I'll get my revenge. But I know you give me a lot of stick. But
In a recent interview, Eddie Hearn emphasized that Matchroom boxing has thrived for years without the involvement of Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al-Sheikh, and he won't be affected by the split. Turki has bridged gaps between global boxing promoters, improving relationships to create the fights fans want. Hearn stated that Turki's desire for total control is problematic, although he has done some good things. Despite a tough 0-5 sweep in a joint card with Frank Warren, Hearn quickly shifted focus to Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois.
usually wrong. I sat there and I thought to myself, why aren't I there? Why aren't I involved? And after I slid into His Excellency's DMs.
In a playful video, Turki Al-Sheikh teased Eddie Hearn, saying, "After Saturday, we'll miss you. 5 versus 5, you lose 10-0, and Saturday, I think you have snooker or darts." When Warren handed Hearn tissue papers, Hearn fired back, highlighting the event's importance, putting faith in Anthony Joshua. He claimed, "This is bigger than 10-0, and when Joshua knocks out Dubois in front of a record 96,000 crowd at Wembley, it's worth 20 points. Al-Sheikh also hinted at a surprise event in February.
Spanked Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Frank, your instant reaction?
Well, look, we had a great result. All our guys come through. I'm delighted. They all done what they had to do.
The 43-year-old Turki Al-Sheikh tapped Eddie Hearn's shoulder and declared, "The revenge," hinting at another 5 versus 5 card where Hearn might seek redemption against Queensberry. However, the current priority is Anthony Joshua, 34, who is on a collision course for a much-anticipated British bout with Tyson Fury. Hearn told BBC Sport that Joshua and Fury will fight, regardless of their upcoming results, though the magnitude will depend on wins against their respective opponents, Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk. If both win, their bout could be for the undisputed heavyweight championship, further enhancing its allure. Despite this, Joshua's recent losses have frustrated Turki Al-Sheikh, leading him to move on after failed opportunities, including the Bivol fight. The fallout between Hearn and Sheikh likely began with the Canelo Alvarez situation, where Al-Sheikh attempted to negotiate a fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford, but Hearn explained the introduction went off track.
Lose that fight. And you have to understand the way that they work. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's so abnormally refreshing.
His Excellency's main focus is making the biggest fights possible in boxing, sharing the frustrations of fans over recent years. He has no interest in poor or warm-up fights, only the best matchups. He wants to see Canelo Alvarez fight Terence Crawford and David Benavidez, and Eddie Hearn agrees. Every boxing fan would love to see Canelo take on Benavidez, the undefeated 27-year-old who stands 6'2" and has knocked out 24 of 27 opponents.
Close a fight there and then, in 10 minutes. I thought that Canelo might want to close that deal then, because there was an opportunity.
Benavidez, a massive 168-pounder better suited for light heavyweight, has repeatedly called out Canelo. While some criticize Canelo's cautious approach, it's a strategic move for a fighter of his accomplishments. His reluctance to fight Crawford, however, raises more questions, and Gervonta Davis said,
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't really been listening to him.
You saying that because you fuck with niggas and you don't want to put it out, or you ain't really listen to?
I really didn't listen to him. promise you I ain't listening to none of that shit.
Boxing has always been shaped by its promoters, and a unified league could disrupt that tradition. While some view this as progress, Davis sees it as a threat. Saudi Arabia has proven its ability to host top-tier boxing events, but whether Davis will fight there remains uncertain. He elaborated on his demand for 2 Ferraris, claiming it stemmed from Turki Al-Sheikh's support for Devin Haney. Davis believes fighters go to Saudi Arabia to sell because they can't sell in America, unlike himself. Stay tuned and take care for more boxing updates.